Hey, what's going on, guys? It's getting cold here. I was getting ready to do some maintenance on my compressor, and I thought I'd make a quick video about it. Maybe it'd help someone out that wasn't real sure. This may not be the 100% proper way to do it, but this is the way I've been doing it and it's worked out well. So if you already know what you're doing, this probably isn't the video for you. Well, anyway, the oilless compressors, obviously this doesn't apply. This is the oiled 21-gallon vertical compressor from Harbor Freight. The first thing I do is I unplug it. Pretty self-explanatory, but it's always a good idea to unplug things before you mess with them. Alright, and next I like to take all the air out. So what I do is I just take the heavy-duty blowgun here, and I put a zip tie on the handle. You can easily slip it on and off. I left it a little loose on purpose, so you can just take it off like that. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in here and let all the air out. And I'm just going to let it do that until it quits. I'll come back after it's done. Alright, and now that it's done, I guess I could have done this during that. The next thing I like to do is spin the air filter out. This one was actually bought off eBay for about $8. It's a metal housing. It takes a paper filter. This is the one that originally came with it. There's this cheap plastic housing. I don't know if it'll ever focus or not. And the only filter in there is a sponge. If you hold this up to light, you can see right through it. Anyway, this just twists apart. And there's a paper filter in here, and it's pretty clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on. All right, so the filter's good. And the next thing I'm going to do is turn it around because I have it facing backwards, and I'm going to drain the oil. Alright, and to change the oil on this is what I do. I just twist this little plug out. I'm actually not going to change it today. I actually changed it the other day. It still looks really good. You can see it through the little peephole here. And after you twist that out, there's a Phillips head screw here. I usually take it out, and I use a combination of like an oil funnel to catch the oil dribbling out of there, and like a box or something to set it on to kind of raise it up to where and I just kind of prop it there. It's a jerry rig kind of thing. There's really no good way that I have found to get the oil out. And then after it quits dribbling, you go ahead and you put your screw back. And you slowly dump oil in here until it hits the middle of the circle. Right in the middle there. A little circle and a little, I don't know, viewer. Alright, and the next thing I would do is I'm actually going to lay the compressor down on its handle. And there's a bolt on the bottom to get all the moisture out. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I believe that the compressor oil is just 30 weight oil. That's what I've read anyway. But you always need to make sure you use compressor oil because it has additives to help prolong your compressor's life. What I'm using just for now, until I run out, then I'll probably buy something a little better. It's just Harbor Freight's brand of oil for the compressors. This little $4 jug here. This is my third oil change, the third time I filled it. In between what they give you at the beginning and this, it'll probably last me a few years. I don't use this compressor a ton, but I do use it pretty often. Usually I just fill it up and I can run a nailer for a little while without even turning it back on. Alright, and actually this one doesn't have a nut on the bottom. This one actually has a drain on it, kind of like a radiator, a petcock drain. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, as you can see, the little petcock drain here. Sorry, you're gonna have to excuse the sawdust. It's sitting right next to a miter saw. There's also some cobwebs down here. You just open the little petcock drain here. If you had a little pressure in there, it'd still hiss. You could probably open it with a little more pressure and it just blow out there. I'm gonna go ahead and set this back down because I do have it leaning against the wall, and we'll see what we get out of there. Alright, I actually got a few teaspoons or tablespoons of water out of there. I don't know if you can see it or not. That's just what happens. It says tilt forward to drain, so you just got to tilt it forward. I just tilted it forward into the pan. And this dribbled out over the course of, I don't know, probably a minute. And then it pretty much stopped. I mean, there's a few drops sitting in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the drain open overnight. And it should be good to go in the morning. I also went ahead and left a blowgun in the outlet port, or whatever you want to call it, where you get air from. And I figured it's just another alternate path for the moisture to get out. And it's pretty cold, so the air is really dry. So that should help also. Yeah, and just whenever you're ready, you just close that up and plug back in your compressor and you're good to go. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.
Ding ding bong.